Hello everybody, my name is Anju, Balakrishnan. I'm a legal intern of LEXIS and Company, and today I'm going to talk about the types of ADR mechanism. So, ADR or alternative dispute resolution is basically an informal negotiation process done with the aid of a neutral third party. It's basically the informal method of litigation where there would be a neutral third party who solves dispute between the two parties, and this third party can be appointed on the discretion of the parties in the dispute. So there are different types of ADR mechanisms, which is arbitration, mediation, negotiation. Arbitration basically is all of these have the same base or the same format. It's basically there will be parties, there will be two or more parties, and they will be in dispute, and there will be a neutral third party who would be solving these problems after listening to the problems. However, there's a slight difference in all of these mechanisms. The first one is mediation. Mediation basically is a form of ADR that has been in existence for quite a few while, and it's an opportunity to determine the settlement reached. Basically, there would be a third party known as a mediator, and the mediator would listen to both the sides in an unbiased manner and would discuss with the third parties as to what are the possible solutions that can be provided in this particular situation. Now there's A and B, and they have a dispute for some particular reason, and then the mediator would listen to the both of their sides, and he would provide them with the options of the judgment of the solution, and then on the basis of those solutions, the parties can decide as to whether or not they want to accept the judgment. A mediator chosen by the third party should be neutral and unbiased, and should have the appropriate skills in order to initiate the communication between both the parties. Mediation is basically considered to be less costly or expensive, less costlier or expensive when compared to litigation. It's also speedier and provides more effective results. And unlike litigation, where the full procedure can be viewed by the public, mediation is more of a private meeting. So hence there would be confidentiality, which can help in satisfying the parties. When it comes to commercial disputes or disputes between companies, they would like to keep it in private. So hence in cases of commercial disputes, mediation or basically ADR would be more preferable when compared to that of litigation. Arbitration, in the same way, is a settlement where the arbitrator makes decision for the disputes. Unlike mediation, arbitration may be legally binding. In some cases, may not be legally binding. When it's not legally binding, it can be similar to mediation. But when it is legally binding, the decisions of the decision or the judgment would have to be accepted by the parties. Unlike mediation, where the decision as to whether or not they want to accept the judgment would be on the discretion of the party. In arbitration, they are bound to accept the judgment if it's legally binding. And just like mediation, it would be confidential, it would be less costly, and it would be flexible, as the jurisdiction is less limited when compared to the litigation. However, there are some disadvantages of arbitration, which is that there's no right to appeal, which means the decisions made by the arbitrator cannot be appealed or cannot be changed. It is cannot be overturned. It is the final decision, and the decision would not be directly enforced. In order to enforce it, it's important that judicial remedies are sought. And in order to enforce the decisions, one has to seek judicial remedies, and hence it would cause extra expenses. So when compared to mediation, it can be a little more extra, because when a decision is made, that decision would have to be enforced by the judicial remedies. Unlike mediation, where the decisions would be directly enforced, and it is not unbinding, or it is not something that cannot be overturned. On mediation, the decisions can be overturned. The last type of ADR is negotiation. Negotiation is basically a very simple form of ADR mechanisms, where they basically concentrate on the application of communication between the parties in order to resolve the disputes. There would be professional negotiators involved, and they would utilize various tactics in order to prove their arguments, and the way they argue or the way they provide their arguments can be compared to advocates. So basically, negotiation is more of the communication point of view. They try to negotiate, they try to communicate between the parties and come to a judgment or solution. So these are the three types of ADR mechanisms. So hence, I'll conclude today's video by saying that ADR and litigation are basically two sides of a coin, and they have to coexist, and it's not like one can exist alone. Both of them are mutually dependent upon each other and can be used in different scenarios. ADR is something that has developed as time has gone by and has impacted the legal field quite vividly. However, in India, ADR is slowly and gradually growing. It is used by commercial in cases of commercial disputes. It's very much used and popular, but then it's still gradually developing, and there are a lot of scope for improvement in the field of ADR. And when it comes to solving your disputes in a faster, simpler, and less costlier manner, if it can be solved without the need to approach the litigation or the litigation form of dispute resolution method, then I recommend that the different types of ADRs would be one of the best way in order to solve disputes. I hope that you could understand about what is alternative dispute resolution and what are the different types of dispute resolution mechanisms. If you like the video, please press the like and subscribe button. Thank you for visiting our channel. Please continue visiting our channel in the upcoming days, because you'll get more law related videos every single day. Thank you once again for your time and understanding. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.